Good morning, folks. This is Juergen from CSAT again. Today I want to talk about the flu because I'm under the weather since a couple days, and you might hear that from my voice. Not feeling too good, but there's a lot of anecdotes about flu and flu vaccines and do they work, don't they work. I believe I do not have the flu, not because I'm vaccinated. I have to do it every year. That's part of our we have to do it because we work with influenza viruses. That's our HR requirement, human resources requirement. I believe I have one of these rhinoviruses. Rhino are upper respiratory viruses. There exist many of these types of rhinos. Rhino comes from the Greek word rhinos, which means nose. So they are really upper respiratory agents. And we have so many, I think up to 100 types of them, so we don't have a vaccine. And it usually takes 1 to 2 days for incubation time, then you have a runny nose, you feel miserable for 1 or 2 days, and then it's over. So I started on Saturday, and today is Monday morning, so I'm already better. And most likely tomorrow I'm fine. So what does it have to do with flu? If I would have the flu, that's much more serious. And the flu, the common flu, we call it's Influenza A virus. There's also an Influenza C, but most people get the Influenza A. There's Influenza A, B, C, D actually now. Most people get the Influenza B and C variant. And A is the most common, and the strains replicating in humans or present in humans are H3 subtypes and H1 subtypes. And we get our vaccines against these viruses. There are several vaccines out there, and we get vaccinated against various H1s, H3, and Influenza B viruses. So the normal vaccine is a quadrivalent vaccine where we have 4 different strains, 2 H1, 1 H3, and 1 Influenza B strain, which is used in the vaccine. And the latest, until about a year ago, we had a modified live vaccine called FluMist, and an inactivated vaccine, which is the regular vaccine everyone from newborns up to whatever age you can get. So what about flu, Influenza A and B? Flu is a really serious disease. And in this country only, we lose every season, and the flu season is in winter, starts usually October, November, and goes until March. We lose 20,000 people. 20,000 deaths to flu. Even we have a vaccine against it. So why is that? The vaccines are, because the flu virus is a very interesting virus. I love to work with influenza. It's a segmented virus, has 8 segments, has a rather small genome, and it mutates, it changes its surface codes all the time. And it cannot not only mutate, it can mix up with other viruses and make a new viruses out of these, mix up, because it has 8 segments, and if there are 2 viruses with 8 segments infecting the same cell, you have 254 new possibility of viruses. So this virus is very smart. Our genome is billions of bases, and this virus outsmarts us. It has only 15,000 bases genome. And outsmarts us because it's so flexible, it can survive in niches, find new hosts, and so on. So why is it so difficult to make a good flu vaccine? Because we have to make a decision in spring every year, early spring now, at this time, it's late February, mid-late February. You have to make a decision which virus strains should be put in the vaccine which is used in the Northern Hemisphere. So a lot of smart people go to WHO, to Geneva, the World Health Organization, and some of them are my friends, and they have to look in their crystal ball and say the strain which is circulating in October 2017 or November 2017 is XYZ. Who has a crystal ball? Nobody has a crystal ball, at least. I don't have one, and I would think not many people. Okay, since none of these people has a crystal ball, and they have to predict in February what will circulate in the human population in the Northern Hemisphere, meaning United States, Canada, Europe, they can make mistakes. And so what happens sometimes is these experts predict a certain strain of influenza will also be circulating in human population in the winter time in the Northern Hemisphere, and it's different. The virus doesn't listen to these experts. And a different subtype or different strain comes along, and then the vaccine, which needs to be produced in spring in order to have millions of doses available for the fall, is not working very well. And so these are the issues with influenza vaccines. Before, we don't have a different approach to vaccinology. And one of my projects, which is financed by the National Institute of Health, is on developing a universal vaccine in collaboration with the folks at the Mount Sinai School of Medicine, Peter Palais and Florian Kramer. If we do not have better ways to use more cross-protective vaccines, it will always be a gamble. And one year it will work beautiful, and the next year it might not work at all. So what's critical is, during influenza season, which is right now, use basic sanitary measurements to protect yourself, meaning washing your hands, if you touch doorknobs, etc., just washing your hands. And if you are sick, stay home. Don't come into work and infect all your co-workers. And if you are really concerned, wear a mask, a good mask, not only a surgical mask, but a better one, and there are better ones available in order to protect yourself and your co-workers or your family. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.